our Year 1 families, and thank you for making the time to join our Meet the Teacher presentation. My name is Lisa Taylor and I'm the Assistant Principal on Year 1. I would like to introduce you to the dedicated and talented teachers on Year 1. Angelina Nov on 1A, James Blumenthal 1B, Elise Fulton on 1F, Alex Lane and Rachel Torfer on 1LT. Alex is working Monday to Wednesday and Rachel Thursday and Friday. Matthew Nash on 1N, Angela Salway 1S, and Victoria Sumbalidis on 1V. Student Engagement and Learning Team has been newly formed at Epping West Public School to join together learning and support and English as an additional language or dialect. We support the students of Year 1 and work collaboratively with the classroom teachers to specifically meet the individual needs of the child. Is a reading program for Year 1 students taught by myself and Nancy Kenchington. It targets students who are having difficulty reading and writing. It is taught for half an hour, one-to-one every day for a maximum of 20 weeks to ensure the students are able to access all areas of the curriculum in their own classroom. Children who are accepted for this program are rigorously assessed to identify the students who need support the most. The first semester we have 8 children accepted for the program.
EALD stands for English as an Additional Language or Dialect. 94% of students at Epping West come from a language background other than English. Our school has a team of specialist EALD teachers who work with EALD students to develop their English language skills. The EALD teachers on Year 1 are Mrs. Margaret Ryan and Mr. David Howard. EALD teachers assess and provide intensive English language support for recently arrived EALD students and those who require further English support. EALD teachers also work closely with classroom teachers to meet the needs of all students with additional English needs within the classroom and in withdrawal groups. They also organise multicultural events and can arrange interpreter services to aid communication between parents and teachers. Please let your teachers know if you require this support.
Expectation. In Year 1, we want the children to achieve their potential in literacy and numeracy. To ensure this happens, the teachers develop differentiated programs that provide scaffolds for students that need it and different activities for students that need to be extended. We also want them to develop an interest in the world around them to grow into globally responsible citizens. Year 1 students are learning to work independently when required, be active listeners, express themselves within a small group and in front of the whole class. Personal independence is an area that the students are really having to develop, as now with COVID, the children are carrying their own bags and putting them on the hooks, giving the teachers notes and finding their own lost property.
Choice theory and the creative learner qualities underpin the philosophy and programs in all areas at Epping West Public School. Students set personal goals and are encouraged to take ownership over the choices they make. The purpose is to develop the whole child to be creative, mindful, and self-managing. Students work towards having the principal's morning tea and strive to excel in lifelong learner qualities. The learner qualities are also part of the reporting process to parents. The learner qualities, as seen here, are to be resilient and persistent, passionate and caring, playful and innovative, curious and collaborative. Throughout the course of Year 1, students will be provided with opportunities to develop skills associated with these learner qualities as they are embedded within all teaching and learning programs.
My name is Alex Lane, and I'm going to give a brief overview of English for Year 1. The overall aim of the teaching of the English program is to have students come to understand and use language effectively. There are 3 different elements to the program. The first is reading. During this year, students will learn an increasing range of skills which will enable them to be more effective readers. These include the development of phonic knowledge, vocabulary, comprehension skills, and fluency and expression. Students are taught to distinguish between different types of texts and the purpose for which they are used. A text is any piece of written or spoken language. Reading skills are taught through modelled reading programs, guided reading programs in small groups, and independent reading, which includes the home reading program. The second element of the English syllabus is writing. Students in Year 1 are exposed to different styles or genres of writing and are taught how to use language to create their own text. Students are taught how to create properly constructed sentences and to sequence information in the proper order. To do this, students are taught a range of spelling skills, punctuation skills, grammar skills, and phonic knowledge skills, as well as develop the knowledge to use new vocabulary appropriately. The teaching of writing also includes the teaching of how different styles of writing are used for different purposes and how language is adjusted for different audiences. And the last element of the program is listening and speaking, or oral communication. This is sometimes seen as a minor part of the syllabus, but it is highly important. Oral communication skills are critical to effective communication, and listening skills are critical to maximise the potential to learn. Both of these skills are taught intentionally throughout the year. Students learn the skills inherent in becoming an effective communicator and listener. Listening and speaking activities and assessments are embedded in each term's program. Home reading is critical to the reading program. Please value it.
Hello, my name is Victoria Sumbalidis and I will be presenting information about mathematics. Mathematics occupies 5 hours per week on our timetables, so your children are involved in an hour of mathematics every day. Mathematics is divided into 4 strands, which are number and algebra, measurement and space, statistics and probability, and working mathematically. These strands are covered multiple times throughout the year. Within these strands, there are sub-strands where specific mathematical concepts are taught explicitly each week. The teaching and learning activities include a range of explicit lessons and hands-on experiences for students to demonstrate their understanding of mathematical concepts using concrete materials independently and collaboratively in groups. Maths homework is then assigned on Mathletics to revise concepts already taught in the classroom. Homework is revision, consolidating what has been previously taught in class. Assessments are ongoing and are completed throughout the term. This includes a variety of formative and summative assessments as well as in-class observations. These assessments and observations are used to guide future goals and lessons and are based on the data collected. This helps us to better cater for your child's learning needs. Students learn to work mathematically by using the processes of communicating, understanding and fluency, reasoning and problem solving in an interconnected way. When students are working mathematically, it is important to help them to reflect on how they have used their thinking to solve problems. Problem solving and rich tasks are incorporated into the program for students to have positive experiences exploring and reasoning, ultimately making these connections in their learning. These sessions help your children develop confidence, interest, and enjoyment towards mathematics. Ultimately, we want your children to be having fun in mathematics and develop the necessary skills to be confident users of mathematics.
Angela Solway, and I'll be outlining the science program for this year. In semester 1, we'll be looking at forces and energy. The children will be exploring push and pull forces using hands-on experimentation. There will be an incursion in term 1 for this unit of work. Students will then be exploring different forms of energy, including light, heat, and sound energy. In semester 2, year 1 will be investigating the properties of different materials and how materials are used for a specific purpose. During science lessons, students are using the learner qualities of creativity and curiosity, and they are encouraged to work collaboratively. We are also introducing the scientific method to the students through their experimentation this year. The use of technology in class happens across all KLAs when students use the iPads to access Seesaw or BBots during maths lessons.
I'm Angelina North, and I'll be talking about history and geography. We'll be learning about history for the first half of the year, and then we'll be learning about geography in the second half of the year. In Term 1, we'll be looking at families and how things have changed from the past till the present. We'll be focusing on the family structure and how everyday life has changed with time. In Term 2, we'll be looking at special events we celebrate and how different communities celebrate it, and investigate why we celebrate these events as well. Our students will begin to develop the skills to undertake the process of historical inquiry and come to understand differing perspectives and viewpoints. In Term 3 and 4, we'll be looking at the places within Epping West Public School, how we utilize these spaces for different purposes, and how to care for our local area. We will also be exploring how the Indigenous Australians interacted with the local spaces and the care they provided to the places around them. An excursion is being planned to help our students explore this Aboriginal perspective and to grow a deeper appreciation for the way they interacted with the land. More details will be provided closer to the date.
PDHPE, or Physical Development, Health and Physical Exercise, is where students explore their sense of self and the factors that contribute to and influence their identity. They learn about emotions, how to enhance their interactions with others, and the physical, emotional, and social changes they go through as they grow older. They also describe the qualities and characteristics that make them similar and different to others. They recognize and describe strategies people can use to feel more comfortable, resilient, and safe in situations. They recognize and describe the qualities that enhance their inclusive and respectful relationships, and they demonstrate self-management skills in taking responsibility for their own actions. There is an incursion called RAPS. RAPS is the Road and Pedestrian Safety Incursion. They actively participate in the RAPS program and with the promotion of the Stop, Look, Listen, and Think emphasis. It is envisaged that these children will become safer pedestrians.
It's Nancy Kenchington, and I'm going to be speaking about CAPA. Creative and Performing Arts incorporates visual arts, music, drama, and dance. Our visual art program in Year 1 teaches our students to appreciate, learn about, and be inspired by various famous artists. The appreciation part of our lessons allows students to talk about and realise what artists do, who they are, and what they make. The making part of the lessons provides the students with opportunities to explore and experiment with various materials to create artworks that link in with programs from other key learning areas. Music lessons for Year 1 are taught weekly by our music teacher, Mrs. Barton. The drama component of CAPA is integrated into our English units where students are able to take on roles to explore familiar and imagined situations. These lessons incorporate various literature that are being studied in English and provide the children with opportunities to respond in drama form, for example, improvisation, movement, mime, storytelling, readers' theatre, and puppetry. Each week, Year 1 will meet as a grade to participate in dance lessons run by Miss Fulton and Mr. Nash.
School procedures. If your child is absent due to sickness or leave, you are required to provide a written explanation via the Central Parent Portal or a note to the teacher as soon as they return to school. This is a legal requirement. Extended long absences of 9 days or more during the school term will need permission from the Deputy Principal. If you would like to make contact with a teacher, the best way to do this is to call the office and leave a message for the teacher that a meeting is required, or you can write a note to the teacher to request an interview, or alternatively, email the school and they will forward that on to the teacher.
Is your child's digital portfolio. It allows you as parents to see some of the learning that occurs in our classrooms. Each class will post photos or your child's work samples for you to view on the app. If your child is new to Epping West this year, your teacher will send a QR code home with your child to join the class page. This platform is not used for contacting the classroom teachers. Please ensure you send a note in your child's folder or an email to the school office if you would like to speak with your child's teacher. Class teachers will not respond to Seesaw messages. Please talk to your children about how to use Seesaw appropriately at home. Your child would have already brought home their homework book with a grid of activities and spelling words inside. This homework grid is sent home every fortnight and focuses on concepts the students are learning in class. Instructions can be found at the top of the homework grid. Class teachers will collect homework books every second Thursday for marking. It is important that all children read aloud every day in addition to their homework activities. Class teachers will send a levelled home reader home in your child's folder up until Thursday. On a Friday, an orange dot picture book will be sent home for the weekend to enjoy reading together as a family. Please ensure your child brings their folder and reader to school each day. Class teachers cannot send home a new reader if the previous book has not been returned.
Safe. Parents, please try to be on time. If your child arrives late, you must accompany them to the school office to complete a partial absence slip. The office will then organise for them to be taken to their class. If your child needs to leave school early, you must report to the office for a partial absence slip and wait for your child to be collected from the classroom. In the afternoon, teachers will walk students to their allocated gate. 10 minutes after the afternoon school bell, children who are still waiting for parents are taken to the office to ring the parents and wait to be collected. If there are any changes to pick-up arrangements, please email the school ASAP to inform the class teacher.
Is our community liaison officer, and she works on Wednesdays. Please don't hesitate to call her through the school office if you have any questions.
That is the end of our presentation. We hope you have found it beneficial, and we look forward to working together in partnership to make 2022 a successful year for all of our Year 1 students. Thank you again for taking the time to listen to our information session this afternoon.